For the Interrobang, I'm Johan George. This week we interviewed students from the Journalism Broadcast program at Fanshawe College. Kelly Wong is a graduate of the program at Fanshawe College, where she worked as a newscaster, reporter, and producer on the set of XFM News. She now holds a role as a journalist for Global News Radio 980 CFPL, where she writes articles reporting on her community, and over the pandemic she volunteered with Rogers TV as a host and part of the crew. Bradley Kramer is another graduate of the broadcast journalism program here at Fanshawe and a former sports writer for the Interrobang. Brad has worked for Tribune Sports, the National Basketball League of Canada, and currently holds a role at 104.7 Heart FM, working as an afternoon newsreader, reporting on local news in the Woodstock area. Broadcast journalism is a 2-year diploma program separated into 1 year of learning theory and 1 year of working full-time as a reporter in the newsroom of XFM.
I used to play mini sticks. I don't know if you're familiar with mini sticks like hockey. You buy those like little mini sticks and little mini net, and I never had a brother, so I used to play against myself. And I would pretend that I was a play-by-play announcer while playing mini sticks against myself. Yes, kind of embarrassing and kind of sad, but that is that is the truth.
What made me choose broadcast journalism coming into college is I've always loved storytelling and being creative and meeting new people, and this program and this career gives me the chance to do all of that. In journalism, you get to meet so many wonderful people, tell their stories, and inform Londoners and those beyond of what's happening in our community, why it's important, and what you should know. Reporting is another opportunity for me to do that, and that's when I meet a lot of community people. I get to tell their stories, share their stories, get to know them better, get to know the community better connect with the community, support the community, and that's what I love.
I went here for the electrical engineering program here first, and I had a house here already, so it just kind of made sense to stay at Fanshawe. But I did really like Fanshawe for the first 2 years that I was here, and I came here because, I mean, it's actually kind of location-based, it's close to home.
Typical day in the life is I would get up, I would come over to Fanshawe, and then if I'm newscasting that day, I'm just gonna start drafting my cast on Newsroom, which is what we use. So I'll check out the stories, I'll drag the stories in, and then I'll practice a few times and then go on air, cross my fingers and hope that I don't mess up on air. I've definitely messed up a few times on air. But then if I'm reporting, I will check out the news stories that day. So I'll log on to CBC, Free Press, 980 CFPL, Blackburn, see what's out there, come up with some news ideas, and then come onto the island. So we're at the island right now. We all gather in a circle, and then our news coordinator, Gina or Jim, is going to be here, and we're just going to pitch our news ideas.
It was a special circumstance not having anything in person. We got to come into this really beautiful broadcast center every once in a while, and I did live pretty close to the school, so I did like coming in here, but I don't think my experience would have been anywhere near the same as what people had here before me. There was quite a few assignments that we couldn't do properly because we couldn't get in contact with people. I didn't even get to do my first in-person interview until I got a job in my field, which is crazy to think about.
When I first started broadcast journalism, I was rather nervous because I'm kind of shy and introverted, especially around strangers, especially in a professional setting. And I thought one of the skills you needed was to be extroverted, but I quickly realized that that is not the case. I think in order to be successful in broadcast journalism, you only need one trait, and that trait is curiosity. And maybe a little bit of ambition, and definitely a little bit of getting yourself out there. A curious journalist can turn anything into a story.
I think you definitely have to be personable. You have to be able to manage your time. That's a huge one, especially in this program. I would say even more so than at my actual job right now. In this program, if you don't know how to manage your time, like I said in that multimedia rotation, having to do 3 documentaries a week, if you don't get ahead, call people right away.
Journalism is all about passion. Honestly, you get very little money for a lot of work. If you don't truly love the industry, there is nothing worth staying for. And unless you truly love the industry, it's going to be difficult for you to enjoy it. I think that the number one skill you need is curiosity. However, that also comes with a cost. And that cost is long hours, low pay, maybe not a lot of local recognition, and sometimes facing harassment as a reporter too.
And I guess like proficiency with like technology. I was on Adobe Audition all the time, and if that's something that you struggle with, then you're just going to be starting on the back foot coming into this program. But again, something that you can work on. It's going to be very overwhelming going into your second year. I promise you, if you just work at it and you actually want to be here, it's not that bad. Because I know how I felt coming in here. My first year, I have to be honest, I loved it, but I don't think I was all in my first year. And coming into my second year, I was like, if I'm doing this is my last year at school, I gotta do this right.
This is an insane industry. It is so wonderful in the best of ways and also in the worst of ways. You are gonna have the best days of your life. You are gonna go to events for free. You might even get paid to go to these events and cover stories. You're gonna talk to awesome people, write awesome stories. You might win awesome awards, but you are gonna be doing great things for the community and also for your portfolio. Don't compare yourself to your colleagues. I remember when I started working professionally, I felt so ashamed sometimes because I was like, oh, why didn't I know, the mayor's name, or why didn't I know this counselor, or why didn't I know this fact? How come my coworkers know? Well, some of your coworkers, their experience is just as old as you. So don't compare yourself to your coworkers who have 20 years of experience when you're barely 20 yourself.
Broadcast journalism is a program that teaches students how to communicate effectively in a news environment and become a compelling storyteller and journalist. A graduate will have experience writing and editing news stories, interviewing, capturing live events, and being on screen and working in the largest newsroom in London entirely run by students. For the Interrobang,
I'm Brad Kramer.
I'm Kelly Wong.
I'm Johan George.